Today, we're diving into something that has completely woven itself into our daily lives. We're talking about the massive and sometimes kind of hidden power that social media has in shaping the world around us. So let's get right into it.
Think about this for a second. When was the last time some huge news story broke and you found out about it on your phone? That little buzz in your pocket, that's probably how you hear about things first now, way before it ever hits TV. It's a feeling we all know, and it's a huge signal of just how much the game has changed.
And here's the thing, that's not an accident. Social media isn't just a passive messenger delivering the news to your screen. No way. It's an active player. It's got its own rules, its own algorithms, and it's influencing not just what we see, but how we feel and react to it, all in real time.
You know, a really good way to think about all this is to imagine social media as a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's this incredibly powerful tool for good, but on the other, it can cause some serious damage. Let's start by taking a closer look at that sharper, more challenging side.
This is where things can get a little tricky. We all like to think we're getting a broad, balanced view of the world online. But what if I told you that most of the time, we're just seeing our own opinions reflected right back at us? This is what's known as the echo chamber effect.
So, what's the engine driving this whole thing? Well, it's something called the filter bubble. Basically, the platform's algorithm is constantly watching what you like, what you click on, and what you share, and then it just gives you more of the same. It builds this perfect, personalized little bubble of information just for you, designed to keep you scrolling.
And the most important thing to get here is that this is absolutely by design. The whole system is built to make you comfortable, to create this personalized world where you're always right. But when major news is breaking, that can be a huge problem. It can completely cut us off from different perspectives, or even just the basic facts.
So how do you spot this stuff in the wild? Well, there are some major red flags to look for. First, always check the source. Is it totally unverified, or maybe it's a slick, professional-looking logo for a site you've literally never heard of? What about the language? Is it designed to make you angry or scared? Then look at the proof. Are there actual links to real reporting, or are they using old photos and passing them off as new? These are all huge signs that you should probably take a step back and be skeptical.
But hey, remember that double-edged sword we were talking about? Because for all its flaws, social media has this unbelievable power to bring people together and spark real positive change. So let's flip over to that other side and see how that actually works.
It's actually a pretty amazing process. It all starts with just a shared idea online, a cause that people rally around. That digital solidarity then grows into an actual organized movement. And finally, all that online energy spills out into the real world, creating tangible change, from massive protests to actual shifts in policy.
And we see this in action all the time, right? Protests that completely change the national conversation, or crowdfunding campaigns that raise millions of dollars for disaster relief in just a few hours. It's an incredibly powerful tool for people to organize and support each other.
And that brings us to another game-changing shift: accountability. See, in the past, powerful institutions and individuals had way more control over the public narrative. But in the digital age, that has all changed.
I mean, just look at the difference here. It's night and day. We've gone from a world where a few gatekeepers controlled everything and we got these carefully polished press releases to a world of instant global scrutiny where anyone with a smartphone can be a publisher. The pace went from slow and deliberate to immediate and totally unfiltered.
This quote just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly sums up our new reality. Information that might have been buried forever in the past can now circle the globe in seconds, putting incredible pressure on governments and corporations to be a lot more transparent.
Okay, so we've seen both sides of that sword, right? The potential to isolate us and the power to unite us and hold people accountable. Which really brings us to the biggest question of all. How do we, as individuals, navigate this incredibly complex new world?
Because this is the challenge we all face every single day. When literally everyone has a megaphone, how in the world are we supposed to tell what's real and what's not? How do we figure out who to trust when we are just flooded with information from all sides?
So, let's talk about a quick toolkit you can use. Before you ever hit share, you gotta ask yourself some questions. Who is this source really? Can I find this same information from a couple of other, more traditional news outlets? Did I actually read past the headline? And this one's crucial. Is this post trying to trigger a big emotional reaction in me? Just being aware of how something makes you feel is an incredibly powerful tool.
And all of this brings us to one final, really important question to leave you with. In this hyper-connected world, Who's ultimately responsible for the truth? Is it the platforms, the journalists, or is it us? In a world where we all have a role to play in how information spreads, figuring out that responsibility is more complicated and, honestly, more important than it has ever been.